If you ever plan to create a project on your M370 that involves a button, knowing how to sew the corresponding buttonhole is just as important. It is super easy and all you need is your machine, the buttonhole foot, aka the A foot, your desired button, fabric with some interfacing, some pins, small scissors, a seam ripper, and then something to mark your fabric with like chalk or a friction pen, and then make sure your machine is threaded as well. I recommend using interfacing on your fabric to help create a better, long-lasting buttonhole that has support to prevent it from caving in on itself. If you're using a lighter weight fabric such as cotton and linen, stabilizing these with interfacing is essential as they tend to be prone to caving. Now before we sew the buttonhole, you should mark out where you want it to be. So grab your marking implement, I'm using a friction pen, and you want to mark an upside down T at the point you want the bottom of your buttonhole to start, since the buttonhole stitches from bottom to top. So where my interfacing is, I'm going to mark my upside down T. Next, place the button in the holder at the back of the buttonhole foot. Pull gently on the slider, then place your button inside and push the slider until the button sits firmly in place. Doing this lets the machine know what size buttonhole to stitch, so this buttonhole will fit perfectly to this button. Now make sure your machine is in sewing mode. If you don't know how to do this, you can check out our other video on swapping between modes. Then make sure it is plugged in and turned on. Then raise your presser foot and remove the current foot by pressing the black button on the back of the foot holder and replace it with the buttonhole foot, making sure that the button is to the back of the machine. Then pull down on the tab on the left of your machine and make sure it aligns between the two stoppers on the left side of the buttonhole foot. Now select your buttonhole stitch. These can be found in menu 4, and there are 10 different types to choose from. I'm going to choose number 4, which is a basic rectangular buttonhole. Then place your fabric underneath the foot, aligning the T within the red marks on the window of the foot. Then lower the presser foot and press the start stop button or press down on the foot control to start stitching. Once the buttonhole is finished, remove it from the machine and trim any excess threads. The final step is to cut it open. The best way to do this is to place a pin at each end to prevent cutting the stitches. Then, starting from the center going out, use a seam ripper or a small pair of scissors to carefully cut open the buttonhole to the pin. Then turn around and cut open the other half. Then take the pins out. And that's how you can stitch a buttonhole on your Brother M370. And if you want to know more, you can check out our other videos on this machine. And if you're interested in any of the products that we use in this video, you can check out our website for more information. Thanks for watching and happy stitching.